Chris, welcome to hashtag World Food Day.
Thanks for having me.
Great. Chris, I want to ask you firstly, could you tell us about yourself and your journey to this point?
Yeah, sure. I'm Chris Vogliano. I'm a registered dietitian, and I have my PhD in food systems. And really, my journey was a non-linear one, but I started becoming interested in nutrition when I was working at a health food store in rural Ohio. I really immediately saw the disconnect between what people thought was healthy and what actually was, and how much confusion was there. And I was like, this is way too complicated. This should be easier. And so I started to study nutrition science and got really excited about the nuances and complexities, but also just converting that science into easy, actionable messaging for consumers. So to simplify that complexity. So I got my master's degree, moved out to Seattle to work at a startup company looking at clinical nutrigenomics, and that was very exciting. But I really realized that when people were entering the hospital in the clinical space, it was already almost too late. Like, we need to fix our food system and make it healthier before it's causing chronic disease. So that's what excited me about the concept of studying food systems. So I actually moved abroad. I moved to New Zealand and did my PhD there, and actually worked with indigenous peoples in Solomon Islands. Spent quite a bit of time living with villagers, learning how Westernization of diets and climate change was impacting their quality of life and their diet quality. And it really connected the dots for me. So I'm here today really advocating to connect the dots between agriculture, what we grow, nutrition, what's available to us, and how that impacts our health outcomes. And I truly think diet is one of the best ways to improve the quality of our health, our community's health, and the world, frankly.
Chris, that's incredible. What a journey you've had. It must have been unbelievable in the Solomon Islands.
It's so special. Yeah, I miss it every day, honestly.
I bet you do. So, Chris, World Food Programme won the Nobel Peace Prize, tackling all of the big issues centered around food. So, its relationship with the manifestation of a more peaceful and sustainable world is obviously very clear to everybody. What's concerning you most around the issues of food?
Yeah, there are many issues in our food system. Food is kind of the biggest driver of climate change and water pollution and water use, and many other things driving our planetary boundaries. But the thing that concerns me the most is the loss of biodiversity in our world and in our food system. The reality is today, most of our calories come from three crops: rice, corn, and wheat. That makes up around 50 to 60% of our global calories. And that's not sustainable from a nutrition standpoint, from a climate resiliency standpoint, or a cultural representation standpoint. So I think there's a real opportunity to leverage the incredible biodiversity that our world offers. Not only is it good for us and the planet, but it's more delicious, it's more exciting, it represents various cultures and food ways. And I really have a mission in my career to diversify and really build resilience within our food system at the local, regional, national, and global level.
Chris, can you talk to me about, what you're actually doing? I mean, talk to us about,
Yeah.
your work now.
Yeah, happy to. I wear many hats, but my one of my main hats, I'm the director of global research for a nonprofit I co-founded with three other registered dietitians. We're called Food and Planet, and we are a global initiative working to empower healthcare professionals, especially registered dietitians and doctors, to drive sustainability within their practice. So we translate that science of nutrition and sustainability into continuing education, communication frameworks to make it easier to talk about health in the planetary context. So that's one hat. We really try to empower health professionals as we see that as a key lever of food systems change, because they're the most trusted health professionals around the world. So that's one hat I wear. And then the other hat, I'm a postdoctoral scientist at Wageningen University in the Netherlands. And I am working on a project that I really love called the World Food Map. You can check it out at worldfoodmap.org. It's kind of in its preliminary stage right now. We're working really hard behind the scenes to bring it to the next level. But ultimately, what it is, it's an open source living database that catalogs the thousands of edible plants, fungi, and aquatic species around the world. And we will have nutrition, ecological information, cultural data, all integrated. So ultimately, the point of the World Food Map is to be a living database, but also help aid decision makers like policymakers, public health professionals, even farmers and students to understand the incredible diversity of foods that exist within their contexts and how they can diversify their food systems at home. So I hope that anybody watching that might be interested can check out worldfoodmap.org and reach out to us if you'd like to be involved.
That's amazing. Worldfoodmap.org. I love that. I mean, the educational component of that could be fascinating, of course, right? For a secondary or primary, teacher to be able to show young people where our foods are coming from. That's fascinating.
Yeah, it's so exciting. Nothing like this exists right now. So I've talked to many folks already that are really excited for the next rendition. It's right now, as I said, it's kind of in its preliminary stages. There's a lot of rich information, but early next year, there'll be kind of a refresh of the entire thing, and it'll be even more useful. So yeah, please check it out.
So can individuals, or will individuals in the future be able to say, okay, this food is growing around me, or I'm growing this food, and then actually put it on the map?
It's going to be based on global databases. So we're working with key partners around the world, such as Kew Gardens, leading botanists, agroecologists. So we're standing on the shoulders of giants with this one. We're not, we basically are collating a ton of different data and metadata together to make it digestible, easy to understand, and practical.
Okay. Well, that's got me really excited. I could really see that being fascinating. So we wish you the very best with that. And of course, with your nonprofit as well. So in relation to the nonprofit, which sounds wonderful, how can people get involved and where do they go for information?
Yeah, please check out foodandplanet.org. It's foodandplanet.org. We would love for anybody that's interested in partnering with us, supporting us, or even just downloading our plethora of resources. We have a ton of open access resources of how to integrate sustainability into health professionals' practice. We've focused quite a bit on sustainable aquatic foods as well. So seaweeds, oysters, clams, and mussels, because they're kind of at the intersection of health, sustainability, and climate resilience and cultural responsiveness. So yeah, definitely check out foodandplanet.org and reach out to us if you're interested in being involved.
Chris, it's amazing listening to you speak. Foodandplanet.org and the World Food Map. Mate, you're on a real journey. Good luck.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here.